Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another gorgeous day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. I'm so excited for this. Joining me in a few minutes will be Carolyn Torkelson MD, and she is here to talk about her book titled Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. Now, women of postmenopausal age want to remain healthy, vital, and engaged, yet they are often overlooked in the healthcare system. Her book brings to light the unique healthcare needs of postmenopausal women. It offers women integrative, holistic approaches that bridge the gap between conventional medicine and systems of holistic healing. Integrative strategies are highlighted in her book in the context of common health conditions, including anxiety, fatigue, sleep disturbance, sexual health, weight concerns, bone health, and brain health, along with up-to-date information about the use of hormone therapy during the menopause transition. Dr. Torkelson will share why it is important to create an adaptable network of practitioners to accommodate your changing needs that she calls a web of wellness, which we'll explore today. Beyond Menopause brings a fresh perspective to the mental, physical, and spiritual elements of holistic living to guide women on their pathway to optimal health and well-being. You will enjoy listening to my conversation today with Dr. Carolyn Torkelson. I want to thank all of you that leave messages on our radio show phone line. We so appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows, and we always look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on iTunes, Spotify, and many other podcast and streaming services. And you can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there are two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show engineer, Tom, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. 6205, or you can text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry. If you missed our contact numbers, I'll repeat them throughout the show. Also, please do not wait till the show is ended to call or text us with your questions. We often receive many of the same questions after the show has ended. So if you have a question, many others do as well. So please contact us during the show, and we look forward to answering your questions. All right. I want to welcome my guest for today's show, Carolyn Torkelson MD, co-author of the book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. Welcome to the show, Dr. Torkelson.
Well, thank you so much, Ken. That was just a wonderful introduction. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun talking about aging and how we can do it well.
Well, this is close to my heart, as you know, because my day job is working in the field of hospice, and I just see we've taken care of thousands of patients and tens of thousands of family members as a part of that process over the years, and it's just amazing. We are so blessed because we get a chance to spend very intimate moments with people at the end of their life, and the wisdom that they have that's shared with us as providers for hospice care is just priceless. And our team of nurses and aides and social workers and chaplains and nurse practitioners and doctors, we all benefit from this amazing wisdom. So I am just excited about talking about how people can continue to have that vitality and can share the wisdom that they've learned over the course of their life. So this will be a great show.
Well, yeah, and what you say is about the stories that people bring to you and you learn in hospice. And it's the same situation in clinical practice. And that was where the connection came, is really listening and to hear women's stories. And it was those stories about how women aged well using holistic integrative medicine that really inspired me to say, I need to write a book about these women because they're talking about how they heal.
Yes, yes. I am so excited to get into that topic here, but I know that the audience is just saying now, who is Carolyn Torkelson MD? Who's Dr. Torkelson? Would you mind giving us some background, as little or as much as you want? The preface of your book is so fascinating as you talk about your relationship with a co-author and kind of your life. Tell us your background.
Well, yeah, I've had a lot of fun experiences that brought me to medicine. I started out in nursing and soon became a nurse practitioner. And with that skill did a lot of traveling, was in Guatemala, was up in the Turtle Mountain Indian Reservation, and really appreciating other cultures and other ways that traditional healing happens. And then soon after that, I worked with a holistic physician in Duluth, Minnesota, who inspired me to say, who really made me think, I need to go to medical school and I need to spread the word about holistic care. And I went through the University of Minnesota, and of course when you go through medical school, your focus narrows. And you really often can't you think you're going to be learning about all these integrative options, and you're really not. It's very narrow focus. So when I got out into clinical practice, what happened is that I realized I didn't have very many answers for all the patients that came with different kinds of complicated issues. So it really spurred me on to say, what can I do? What can I teach myself? Where do I go for more learning? And that's when I really started taking some botanical medicine courses, learning about herbal medicine and different ways that they can be beneficial. Functional medicine, learning about diet, nutrition, even though that was a kind of an interesting, I was interested, have been interested in that for a long period of time. And then looking at different health systems. What have we done before conventional medicine to begin to heal ourselves? Well, you know what? There's a lot of other health systems out there that have existed before us.
Thousands of years.
Exactly.
Yes, that's so true. Okay, so tell the story about going to the Isle of Women.
Okay.
With your co-author. And now, do you still visit there?
Oh, yes. I have a place. So there's an island off the coast of Cancun. It's called Isla Mujeres. It's called Island of the Women. Actually, many Minnesotans visit there every winter. It's not unusual for me to be walking down the street and see other Minnesotans. So when I was, my co-author, Catherine Marino, who is a professor at DePaul University in Chicago. We went to college together. And when we were in college, we decided we were going to get an independent study and go and learn all about we were going to go down to Mexico and learn about the different ruins and the architectural development of the Mayan people. Well, of course, we had very little money, but we had lots of enthusiasm, and we had a great time, but we ended up on the Island of the Women, and that has been a place that my co-author and I have really spent a lot of time, and we worked on the book together, and we created the book on the Island of the Women.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just a few seconds left here. Do you know why they call it the Island of the Women?
It's something historical that, that I think it's kind of a foggy story, but they say that the first explorers found women there, probably actually brought a lot of women with them and left them on the island. But it's not a very clear story.
Yeah. But small island off of Cancun, like it's about 10 miles or...
1 mile by 7 miles, a small little island, and it's become very, very populated over the last, especially 10 years.
Well, you said in the book it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. You have ocean all around you. It's you have sun and warmth and blue skies.
Well, what a great place to write a book.
What a great place to write a book.
All right.
Inspirational for sure.
Oh, what? Yeah, absolutely. We need to get more Minnesotans down there. All right, it's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Dr. Carolyn Torkelson, and she's here today to talk about her book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. This is going to be a great conversation, folks, so please tune in for this. We are also giving away her book, Beyond Menopause, to the first caller with a question for Dr. Torkelson as a gift for listening today. So give us a call, 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Call me now at 651-303-8889 so we can strategize together.
Peace of mind shouldn't cost a fortune. We keep things simple at Schroman Law because we believe planning for your estate and end-of-life care shouldn't be stressful or expensive. Every client relationship starts with a free consultation so clients have the information they need before making important decisions. From there, we work closely with clients to ensure they are choosing the most efficient and cost-effective plans for their specific needs. Schedule a free consultation today at schromenlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
Hey, this is Ellie Krug with Ellie 2.0 Radio. Did you know that we've been doing this show for 6 years on AM 950? And it's one of the only, I think it may be the only show about idealism in all of Radioland. And now the show's at 4 o'clock on Saturdays and still from 1 to 2 on Sundays. It'll be part of a new concept, a series of LGBTQ hosted shows and podcasts. Make sure to check it out.
Eat Local Minnesota is a great way to find locally owned Minnesota restaurants and food purveyors. You'll find high-quality food and unique eating experiences with dishes from around the world. Just visit eatlocalminnesota.com for your next meal. Bruner Supper Club invites you to Maggie's Lounge, an exciting new bar lounge. It's open Wednesdays through Sundays beginning at 4:30 for cocktails and light fare. And you don't need a ticket to enjoy the great atmosphere of Maggie's. So stop by Crooner Supper Club off Moore Lake and Highway 65 for dinner, drinks, and live music from both big-name local and national artists. Cafe Latte combines a cafe dining experience with gourmet quality food. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
Hi, I'm Bruce Klopfleisch. Join me every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Politics Matters. We'll talk about how civics, politics, and law affect you by highlighting a different topic each week. On this week's show, we start covering the amendments to the Constitution, how Trump and Republicans will try to jam through nominees through the recess appointments, and criticize Morning Joe for caving to Trump again. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. for Politics Matters with Bruce Klopfleisch to discover why government and civics matter. And podcast the show anytime on your favorite app.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Dr. Carolyn Torkelson. She is here today to talk about her book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. And she's discussing the unique healthcare needs of postmenopausal women and offering integrative holistic approaches that bridge the gap between conventional medicine and systems of holistic healing for common health conditions such as anxiety, fatigue, sleep disturbance, sexual health, weight concerns, bone health, brain health, along with up-to-date information about the use of hormone therapy during the menopause transition. And we're also going to talk about why it's important to develop a network of practitioners that Dr. Torkelson calls the Web of Wellness. We're also giving away her book today, Beyond Menopause, to the first caller with a question for Dr. Torkelson as a gift for listening today. So please give us a call, 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. And you can also find Dr. Torkelson's book on Amazon if you're interested in purchasing that. Yeah, boy, there's just a lot to talk about here. But, so in the break, we were talking more about your professional career.
Right.
And I think it's important to tell the folks here in the Twin Cities kind of where you spent a lot of your time, during your career.
Yeah.
Starting with, you said you were at St. Francis.
Yes. So I started out working in full spectrum family medicine. And I worked with Park Nicollet Medical Center in Shakopee at St. Francis. And after about 10 years doing full spectrum family medicine, delivering babies, it was I really felt it was time for me to move into a more holistic, integrative practice. And the challenge was, well, how does one do that? And it was at a time when the integration and we called it the complementary alternative medicine.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then it transitioned into more of an integrative medicine model. So I went to the University of Minnesota on doing some research. And during that research, I had the opportunity to do clinical medicine at women's health specialists. And that was an opportunity where I had, I think I had the best of both worlds, where I was able to see women of all ages, and I was able to introduce them and support them and facilitate holistic approaches to health. And even though I saw women of all ages, my focus was really on that menopause transition and then those many years afterwards.
Well,
Remember?
A third of your life. I mean,
We've got 30 to 50 years to live beyond menopause, and we're kind of beyond the stage of being invisible. We want to be seen, heard, and productive.
Yeah.
And with that, it was as I was thinking about putting this book together, and the way that we created the book was really to put it into 3 different sections. And I just want to talk a little bit about those sections of the book because I think they're important. Because remember I told you that I was co-authored, and the co-author that I'm working with is an educator. So the first part of the book is really about advocacy. Why is it important to be your own best advocate? Well, it's about finding your voice. Many of us women are baby boomers, or even older than that.
Right.
And we grew up in a very patriarchal health system where the doctor pretty much told you what you were supposed to do. And we weren't always listened to. Our voices were not always heard. Now we're postmenopause and nobody really cares about our health. So we better start advocating for what in the world we want. But it's hard to find our voice when it's been silenced over years.
But it's a prescriptive model. I'll tell you what you need to do, right?
Yes.
And I can see you've rebelled against that throughout your entire career as I got to know you, which is wonderful as an advocate for women, especially as you say, 55 million women are hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight. And we want to support their health care, and it's done because each woman themselves see that they're their own best healer. And how are they going to do that? So the second part of the book is really about, I've taken 8 different health conditions, 8 health conditions that are particularly amenable to integrative care, and that I could really demonstrate women's stories in those health conditions. So just to mention, the health conditions were a chapter on menopause transition, talking a lot about the current situation with hormone replacement therapy. Sexual health, a topic that often doesn't get discussed, but is really important. Sleep, non-negotiable part of health. We have to be sleeping and do it well.
That's where recovery happens.
Exactly. Anxiety, a common condition that kind of can become more apparent as we age.
Boy, is that a big topic these days?
It's a big topic.
I mean, like a third or half of us struggle with anxiety.
With anxiety.
And panic attacks, and I mean, it's a huge issue. So I don't want to get off track here, but when you said that, I thought, oh my gosh, I talked to so many people that are struggling, young and old, that are struggling with that.
I think that's really true. I think we've come into a society where there's a lot of stressors, and our stress response is elevated, and that hypothalamic pituitary axis is triggered, fight and flight,
right.
And we stay in a state of stress, and that's where many of the integrative strategies about mind-body perspectives are really helpful, calming that stress response, calming the sympathetic nervous system. How do we do that when it's not very natural?
Well, especially in our lifestyle.
In our lifestyle,
yes.
We're multitaskers. We think we can do many things at one time. And really, we forget about being present. And that's what we need to be reminded, because that's where we find balance. That's where we find health.
Yeah.
And resilience, really. So,
and the next thing you have here is fatigue.
And the next chapter is fatigue.
Which is a natural go from anxiety to fatigue, because you're stressed all the time.
You're stressed all the time.
Right. And then,
And a lot in that chapter on fatigue, we talk about gut health and the importance of how our gut and brain talk together. And how we often forget that our gut is more than just a plumbing system. But it houses so many important aspects about our life. It houses an immune system and a nervous system.
Well, and serotonin, all the different feel-good hormones, a lot of them come from the stomach.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, we got to take a quick break here, Doctor. So we'll be right back to continue our conversation with Dr. Carolyn Torkelson. And she's here talking about her book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. So I just really encourage you guys, if you have a question, please give us a call. And she's also sharing why it's important to create a network of practitioners to accommodate your changing needs that she calls a web of wellness. We'll try and get into that next segment here. We're also giving away her book, Beyond Menopause, to the first caller with a question for Dr. Torkelson as a gift for listening today. So call us at 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
This is Chad, owner of AM 950, here to tell you about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If your home was hit with the most recent storms, trust the most well-reviewed exterior construction company, Snap Construction, for a free home inspection.
This is Ryan, owner of Snap Construction. There are a lot of great construction companies in town. My advice is to take your time and do your research. Make sure they are locally owned and that they guarantee their craftsmanship for life. Also, you want to find a company that's been in business for at least 10 years. You want to work with a company that's going to be there long after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims, and we'll help you through the process.
Don't go with the out-of-town fly-by-night contractor. Most storm damage goes missed by the untrained eye. Trust Snap Construction for your free storm damage evaluation. For your free storm damage evaluation, call Snap Construction at 612-333-SNAP or visit them online at snapconstruction.com. That's 612-333-SNAP or snapconstruction.com.
Whether you rent or own a home, we all likely have nightmare stories about home maintenance, or what I like to call home cringe moments. Join me, your host, Katie Shahan, for the Yarlow Home Cringe Show. See what home cringe-worthy stories we have for you each week as we talk with local home service pros. Learn best practices for winterizing your home or what to look for after a hailstorm. Listen to the Yarlow Home Cringe Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. or on your favorite podcast app.
AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Hey, it's Patrick. We're headed full speed ahead into the holiday season, so the biggest question facing your home is going to be, is it ready for the holiday season? And if you look around at your carpet, tile, rugs, upholstery, and the answer is no, you need to call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Some people hire a deal of the day carpet cleaner to save a little money, but trust shouldn't come that way. Think about it. There is no licensing required to be a professional carpet cleaner. Don't DIY it. Call Zero Res because you know it's safe and effective. The Zero Res Gotta Love It guarantee makes it easy to get what you pay for. Zero Res absolutely stands behind every cleaning, so go ahead and get clean and don't miss this deal. Get back to clean and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off an air duct cleaning. Call my friends at Zero Res right now at 952-ZERO-RES or go online to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
From the AM 950 Weather Center, I'm Tom Winston. For today, clearing skies with a high 41 degrees. Tonight, cloudy, low 34. And tomorrow, some morning clouds and a high of 44. Celebrate the Thanksgiving season at Ferndale Market's annual Turkey Fest, taking place at Ferndale's on-farm store through the 27th. Can't make it to Cannon Falls to pick up your turkey? Use Ferndale Market's online locator to find a retail partner near you.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today, very special guest, is Dr. Carolyn Torkelson, and she is here to talk about her book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. And we're discussing the unique healthcare needs of postmenopausal women, and she's offering integrative holistic approaches that bridge the gap between conventional medicine and systems of holistic healing for, so many common health conditions, including anxiety, fatigue, sleep disturbance, sexual health, weight concerns, bone health, brain health, along with up-to-date information about the use of hormone therapy during the menopause transition. So, folks, if you have a question for Dr. Torkelson, give us a call. Talk to Tom in the engineering room here. And we are also giving away her book, Beyond Menopause, to the first caller with a question for Dr. Torkelson as a gift for listening today. So give us a call, 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. And if you don't get the free book today, you can find her book on Amazon, and it's called Beyond Menopause, A New Pathways to Holistic Health. All right, before we return to our conversation with Dr. Torkelson, I want to mention this radio show is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life health care services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services to your home with typically no cost to you or your family. So please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please reach out and contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the call is answered by a registered nurse. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022, or simply visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. All right, let's return to our conversation with Dr. Carolyn Torkelson. I want to make sure that people know if you have a question for her, just give us a call, 952-946-6205. And we are talking about her book, Beyond Menopause, which is available on Amazon. All right, Dr. Torkelson, we were just going through some of the sections of your book. I know we just got into the fatigue section there, and I want to let it finish off that conversation before we go into the next topics.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, in the last segment, we were talking about the 8 different chapters in the book, and besides, and in addition to fatigue, anxiety, sleep, sexual health, and menopause, there is also the chapter on weight concerns, because this is such a prevalent question that physicians get from women of all ages and even postmenopausal ages. And of course, our bone health and brain health. So what I do in each one of the chapters is I try to initially talk about how maybe your physician or your practitioner may approach you from a conventional perspective. Then in addition to that, because that's what we're trying to raise up, is how do we then expand some of our knowledge about other integrative, holistic approaches? How do we begin to look at that? So what I have done is in each chapter, we talk about healing modalities, and each chapter will include various healing modalities. Many of these you already use, but there may be other ones you might extend to. Let me just give you an example. Things like breath work, yoga, healing touch, forest bathing, sound bathing, Tai Chi, Qigong. These are all different, what I would refer to as healing modalities or health modalities. Then there's the concept of health systems. So kind of increasing your awareness of beyond allopathic or conventional medicine or Western medicine, whatever we're calling it, which is so important. I mean, in holistic integrative care, we really encourage that the first step is for you, is to embrace and find a practitioner so that you have the best of conventional medicine already offered to you. But how do you take a step beyond that? Where do you go? Are you interested in other health systems of healing? For example, traditional Chinese medicine, a medical system that's been used for thousands of years to treat and prevent disease. And it's based on the body's belief that the body's vital energy, or the qi, flows through your body. How do we rebalance that? And acupuncture is one way that that's done. Another health system that is fairly available to us is naturopathy. And that is a health system that looks to your innate healing ability of your body. Remember, I mentioned before, is that you are your best healer. Can we do some of that healing with different botanicals and other kinds of health approaches? So that just gives you an idea that each chapter we sprinkle various health modalities and healing systems for you to kind of expand your understanding and your knowledge. So you figure out for yourself, what resonates for me? What do I need to approach? And that's where sometimes I'll talk about the 5 pillars of health. And
yeah, let's talk about
we
those.
can talk about.
Yeah, let's do that, because I think the word pillar is foundational. I mean, I feel like sometimes people want to. We're such a drive-through, take a pill mentality society, and it takes a lifetime to get to where we're at with chronic illness and disease. Mm-hmm. It doesn't change overnight necessarily. It does take a change in lifestyle, a change in attitude, awareness. So maybe, those 5 pillars are really foundational.
I think, we're often, when I talk to women about how do they begin to age well, or how do they continue to age well, how do they sustain their good health, I have them look at the pillars of health. And, some people call it 4 pillars of health, 5 pillars of health, 6 pillars, it's the thing that's fascinating about the pillars of health is that they're interchangeable. It really does not matter where you start, as long as you engage. So let's look at the 5 pillars of health. The first one I think of is restoration. How do we restore and get very excellent sleep? How to restore our nervous system so that it's fairly calm, so that we can manage our stress and get rebalanced? What are some of the modalities that you may use for that? A mindfulness-based stress reduction program is something that's very available to you at many, many different community centers and universities. Take the other pillar of health that I think is so important is nutrition and how well your digestive system works. Again, I'll mention in the chapter on fatigue, I talk a lot about digestive health because women come in and they say, oh, my gut doesn't work well, I have lots of heartburn. What do I do about that? Constipation, diarrhea. How do we really address that? And I give a good example. Sometimes is mindful eating can be a very simple step where when you're eating, you do one thing. That's eat.
That's hard to do in this society of phones, and people are always on their phone while they're eating.
Try something like the only time anything goes into your mouth is when you're sitting down, smelling the food, chewing the food, digesting the food, and doing nothing else. Not on your phone, not watching TV. It's amazing how your digestive system works much better.
I've heard that there's a huge increase in people eating alone now. It used to be a social. I mean, it was.
We used to sit down at the table.
Right, with family and friends and Shabbat dinners, and I mean, it just, you have all this, and now people eat alone, watch TV, or on their phone.
Exactly.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I have this great story. I talk about this woman who came in with a lot of fatigue, and she tried one practice, and that was mindful eating. She said, you know what? I sat down with my husband. I found out he was a real interesting person. I found out I really liked him. I go to work and I have lunch with my colleagues and I find out these are really great people that I'm working with. We get so busy.
Yes.
And so I guess with the pillars of health, I'm saying there's many things that can be done. They don't have to be, one of the pillars is exercise and movement. And women say, I'm not exercising. I don't want to go to a gym. I don't want to wear tight clothes. I don't want to be out front in other people. I don't like to sweat. You know what? You don't have to do any of those. You simply could start a Tai Chi class, do sitting yoga, stretch, and do a stretch and a breath every morning for 5-10 minutes. It's really making small incremental changes that just affect so many other components of our health. Yeah. One of the pillars of health is so important is emotional well-being, your attitude. Yes. There are studies that are done on people who have a positive attitude about aging live 7.5 years longer.
And their quality is probably better, too.
And their quality of life is better because do you know what they're doing? They're in community. And that's the 5th pillar of health. Connection, community, belonging. This is critical for postmenopausal people. Being a part of a group, a tribe that you can connect with and feel included.
Yes. In fact, we in hospice always say the worst thing that people can experience is isolation, loneliness, and boredom.
Yes.
That's what kills people. If they got rid of that, well, that's the worst. We've devised that for punishment, is isolation. And it's horrible. And unfortunately, we kind of fall into that. Even when we're so connected online, it's not the same thing.
I think sometimes as we age, we forget to be curious.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great word.
And we forget that we are curious people. We like to learn. We like to know things. We like to challenge ourselves at whatever age we're at.
Right.
So,
well, one of the things, we only got a couple seconds in this segment, but I want to just share some of the innovative long-term care facilities and assisted living facilities are bringing in children so that the residents can read to children. I think that is just so great to connect the youth with these amazing wisdom-filled people.
Right. No, the connection, the intergenerational connectedness is really important. Yeah. Because it not only inspires the youth, it inspires the elders.
Right, the seniors. That's right.
The seniors.
All right, it's time for a quick break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Dr. Carolyn Torkelson, and she's here talking about her book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health. And we are giving away her book, Beyond Menopause, to the first caller with a question for Dr. Torkelson as a gift for listening today. So give us a call, 952-946-6205. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hi, I'm Mary T, inviting you to experience our integrative Mary T Health and Wellness Center, offering physical, occupational, speech, and lymphedema therapies. Experience our guided imagery, meditation, Tibetan medicine, dry needling, massage services, including cupping and oncology massage. Sign up for our free wellness screenings and learn more at marytwellness.com. All major health insurance providers are accepted. Come for therapy, experience wellness.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts. So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
It's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to struggle. And it's okay to ask for help. It's important that we support one another and work together to end the stigma so that we can start to tell a different story about mental health and well-being in our community. If you're looking for support for yourself or want to find resources for a loved one, visit makeitokay.org to get started. That's makeitokay.org.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Find me at pearlsofwisdom.com. That's PERLES of wisdom.com. So we can strategize together.
I'm Rachel Schroman, owner of Schroman Law, and I believe you deserve information. Our firm offers free quarterly estate planning seminars at our office in St. Paul. At these seminars, you can learn the basics of estate planning from an attorney to help you determine which estate planning documents will meet your needs and goals in an efficient and cost-effective manner. You can learn more and register at our website, schromenlaw.com/events. That's SCHROMEN law.com/events.
Is your remote workforce putting your company at risk? Cyber criminals are targeting your employees with COVID-19 inspired emails and attacking businesses like yours. Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. Rymark has the tools and expertise to enable your employees to work securely from home. If you need help getting your staff to work remotely and securely, call 651-328-8900 or go to rymarkit.com. That's 651-328-8900 or rymarkit.com.
All right, welcome back, folks. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Dr. Carolyn Torkelson, and we are really talking about quality of life here. We were just discussing during the break how it's just such an epidemic of chronic disease, and I remember during the pandemic, I think Dr. Carolyn Burke was overheard, kind of off the air, saying, "I'm not so this would not normally be a big deal, but Americans are so sick and they're so unhealthy that I'm really concerned. A healthy person should be able to, pretty much ward off some of the viruses and all these different things. But her concern was the fact that even though we spend, $3 or $4 trillion a year on healthcare, we're one of the sickest countries in the world. I mean, it's unfortunate. And I know, again, in our practice, we see people struggle, and we have people on service that are dying so much younger than they need to, and it's heartbreaking.
Well, we have really created a chronic disease model of healthcare. It has many benefits, and I am so thankful that if I had an acute illness or something that I want to be able to be seen for a cardiac condition or some kind of orthopedic condition, this is wonderful. But our focus needs to also include a wellness-based model of care. Mm-hmm. And that means lifestyle and mind-body approaches. So, how do we do that? Well, we previously in the last segment just talked about 5 pillars of health, but there's also the concept of what we've made reference to called the web of wellness. And in the web of wellness, what I mean by that is really creating for yourself, for you, because you are kind of the master. You are the conductor of the orchestra. And you are going to build a healing community for yourself. This healing community is dynamic. It's individualized. It changes with your health condition. And it starts with, and I say starts with, but it includes that conventional allopathic primary care physician. And it may also include your specialists for other kinds of needs. But it even goes and expands beyond that to include other, and I'll say this again, other kind of physical, emotional, and spiritual health practitioners. And that often requires you to go into a new arena that may not even also always feel comfortable, or may not even be as easy as you would like to access. Wouldn't you like to be able to go to your current traditional healthcare system and have all those things available to you? Have a Reiki therapist available, to have someone that can teach you how to do emotional freedom techniques, or can do myofascial work. Well, we aren't there yet. Mm-hmm. We're working towards that. So it takes your initiative to find those individuals who are going to help you in that journey to your spiritual, emotional, and physical health.
Mm-hmm. We talked about earlier off the air that there's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Yes.
And I think what you're saying here is just raising the awareness that there are options and there are things people need to really think about. And you are the person that's going to take the best care of your health. And to find those people, find those resources, create that web of wellness around you and your family.
But let me just say, that is already what kind of hospice does.
True.
They are there to help you, at the end of life, to expand how you're going to really, I don't know if complete is the right word, but to at least branch into that arenas of spiritual health, emotional health, and physical health, and how to do it well.
Well, it's interesting how so many of our team, when they work with people at end of life, there's such an enlightenment that happens when you don't have tomorrow necessarily. It's amazing how things that you thought were important are not, and the things that you didn't necessarily think were important are really important now. And it always comes down to relationships.
It does.
It's about forgiveness. It's about gratefulness. It's about thankfulness, and it's about saying, "I love you."
Yes.
And so the best deaths we've found are if you can talk about those things with your family, because then you can say goodbye with no regret.
Yes. You know, the last part of our book is on harmonizing your body, mind, and spirit. Yep. And what we really talk about is having compassion for yourself.
Yes.
And loving yourself and loving those around you. And, you said it very well, Ken. And so, and I also just, another way that one can kind of expand your understanding of ways to age well is through different podcasts that are going on. And I have my co-author on the book, Catherine Marino, has just a wonderful podcast. It doesn't cost anything. You can go on Women Over 70 and you can hear the stories of over 300 women from the ages of 70 to over 100 of how they've lived their life, how they continue to live their life fully. They're amazing, amazing stories.
We'll have to have her on the show.
Really?
Just have her call in and have you here again. We just scratched the surface today, Doctor. Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, it's time, folks, to say goodbye. And we've been talking about Dr. Carolyn Torkelson's book, Beyond Menopause, New Pathways to Holistic Health here. And it's been just fascinating. So please go to Amazon, get her book. You will find it to be a fascinating read. I enjoyed it when I read it, and you will too. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions about today's show and any comments you have regarding our conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast, and thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.
Such a long time.